What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Legion of Raw. Many people knows that I'm a huge Titans fan. There's a lot going on in the final 3 minutes of the Titans game. Almost had it. So the Bills returned it to the house, but there was a hold. So it's a flag. So it's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. One thing that is not coming back, ladies and gentlemen, is the progression of the tandem between Dr. Chris Featherstone and Vince Russo. How are you tonight, my man?
I am good, Dr. Chris. How are you, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. See, Aaron follows my. He's a big fan of my pancakes and power.
Is that Raj, bro? Is that Raj from what's happening, bro? Hey, Raj in the house, baby.
Yes, indeed. Aaron knows I'm a big Titans fan, so he knows that I'm.
Bro, I'm gonna ask you. I never asked you for a favor, Chris. I'm gonna ask you.
What's up? What's up?
A couple of brand members got me hooked on this Squid game on Netflix.
Okay.
Can we talk about that tonight instead of Raw?
You know what?
Can we talk about the Squid game, bro, please.
I have Netflix on my phone, actually. So now you're enticing me to want to
check it out.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
It
blows my mind, bro. Like, I bring that up for a reason, but here's the tie-in.
Yep.
I watched some great television this weekend, bro. I watched a lot. I watched a Squid Game on Netflix. I watched the 3rd season of You on Netflix. I watched a great documentary about the death of Brittany Murphy. And I'm watching all this great TV this weekend. And then, like, I watch Raw.
Yeah.
And I'm like, does anybody on the writing staff, Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, Paul Heyman, do any of them have any idea of what great television there is going on the other channels? Do they have any idea, bro?
No. And then here's the thing. A lot of people say, okay, well, they're so used to like good old boy television. But here's the thing, though. Even with the good old boy television, it was still much more riveting than what we see today. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? It was still storylines back in the 80s that hooked me to watch wrestling 35 years later.
I go from watching these great shows, like you always say, episodic, bro, and you got to binge watch because you want to see what happens.
Yeah.
And then I put this on and I'm like, do they have any clue of what they're competing against?
I don't even think they care anymore, Vince. I think that the money's coming in from all the promotions and the network cash, and they're like, man, look, RAW, all over again. And it's like, look, we're bringing in the dough, and they're just looking for a product to be on USA. Like I say before, like I say all the time, WWE, it's clear that WWE looks at Fox much more of a liability than they do USA, because USA needs Fox. I mean, they need Raw. They need WWE. Like, they only have a couple of things that's kind of interesting for people to come back every week, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to USA, WWE's like, I mean, to USA, WWE is like really their bread and butter when it comes to interesting. I mean, why people come to their network every week. Fox, I mean, Fox doesn't need WWE. I mean, Fox can, they're much more of an asset to USA than Fox. That's the reason why, you have Roman Reigns still there. He wasn't going to get drafted. What I mean? And that's the reason why you're still having these big, type of feuds and these big matches and things like that. They're trying to bring like Goldberg in and stuff like that. But that's just kind of the build-up crown jewel. But before we get into the segment by segment, one of the biggest things that confused me, Vince, was the fact that they kept giving promos for people who are coming next week. But people were coming this week, though. And it's just that, like, Finn Balor came this week. The Street Profits came this week. It was just really weird to how they say, okay, well, we're going to give you promos for this person coming. And then they even gave us a promo for Finn Balor coming next week.
Right.
And he was there on this week. It just didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Bro, you're watching a show that's getting put together the last minute. Yeah. So they may have decided, okay, Balor's going to be on next week's show, and then at the last minute put him in this week's show, not even realizing that the audience at home is seeing what you just said. Yeah. That's what's happening, bro. When you're writing the show the day of, that stuff's going to happen. So people are sitting at home saying, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. But what is it? Why am I intrigued to watch Finn Balor for next week if he's just in a regular match against Mace out of anybody? Like okay, Finn Balor's coming next week, but he's here this week against Mace, and it feels mid-cardy.
And not only is he here this week against Mace, and it's a jobber match, but when they're standing in the ring together, Mace should kill this guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And bro, we know he doesn't even have a chance.
Yeah.
But when you look at them next to each other, he should eat Finn Balor for lunch.
Yes, 100%. I was thinking that same thing. Like, he's a giant, and especially compared to Finn Balor, like, it doesn't make it, comparing, like, hyping up Finn Balor, and then the week before having him be on a match against Mace, out of all the choices, you could have picked Akira Tozawa out of anybody.
Right.
Like, you could have had a Akira Tozawa wanting an open challenge, and then comes Finn Balor. But out of any choice, you have the giant of a man Mace,
that you're not doing anything with because he was dead out from the shoot because you put a stupid gimmick on him with a stupid name, with a stupid partner. You didn't even know who one was and who the other was. You never made the guy special. Meanwhile, he's a specimen of a man, but you've already told us that this mountain of a man means absolutely nothing. So he's going to do the job here. No casual viewer in the world would ever believe that Finn Balor would be able to beat that guy, but it doesn't matter because we got to get all excited about Finn Balor and Xavier Woods.
Right.
Like, really, like I'm excited about that I'm going to put on Crown Jewel at 10 o'clock in the morning and watch that and interrupt my tea and crumpets.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes, indeed, man. You're preaching tonight.
Chris, when the eyes are going over here, I know you're watching the game.
You already know.
You try at least do the thing like, yeah, Vince, you're right. Yeah.
Oh no, look, listen. There's no shame. I am not.
I don't blame you at all, bro. I don't blame you at all.
The fact that there's 22 seconds left.
Oh my gosh.
And Buffalo's on the 2-yard line. And, he fumbled trying to get the first down, but this is a funny.
You want me to call it? Should I call a timeout? We stall for 22 seconds.
It is.
You want me to call a double time? Call a double timeout, bro, if you want.
It's that would be great, but let's do this. We'll start with Charlotte Flair cutting a promo.
Okay,
gets interrupted by Bianca Belair. Sets up the match. Here's the thing I don't understand about this: Bianca Belair has a match for the title on Thursday. Oh goodness, that was 4th and 1 on the half-yard line. Yes, thank you. I've got to get this time out. Hold on, let me get my
Joey. Joe,
Joey, where you at, Joey? Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
I love it.
What? Double take.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
All right, what's your thoughts on the Charlotte Flair?
Bro, this is awful, bro. This I'm gonna go. This is an innings eater. They're eating up time. We got to get 10 minutes out of this segment. Both Bianca and both Charlotte said things that they've said a million times before, means absolutely nothing, doesn't get anybody excited for the next 3 hours, was a total waste of time. There's nothing real about it. These are two girls that want to wrestle to see who the best wrestler is. Okay, I got it.
Yes, thank you. And They did not make the 4th and 1.
That's it. Game over.
Woo! They didn't make the 4th and 1.
Game
It
over.
was 4th
Wow.
and 1.
They reviewing it? Are they reviewing it?
Looks like they keep replaying it. They were on the 2-yard line. It was 2. They had to be at the 2 to get the first down. They're at the 2.5. They were a half yard away, and they stopped them on the 4th and 1.
They got to review it though. No,
they're probably going to review it, but oh man, what a game! What a game! Buffalo's one of the best teams in the NFL right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. What a game! All right, so yeah, this is one thing I didn't understand about this was why did they have a championship match, a Raw Women's Championship match for Bianca and Charlotte? Bianca's going to be on Raw, but Bianca's still on the SmackDown title match at Saudi Arabia.
They needed a main event. What they needed a main event. What else is the main event on this show? Zelina,
yeah, but there's no build to the title match though. Like what's the build? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it.
They needed a main event, bro, and this was the main event. What's the main event going to be tonight? They're deciding it about, I'd say, somewhere at about 2:00 this afternoon.
I can see that.
Yep.
And they are about to down it. Game over, buddy. They're about to. Buffalo has one more timeout left, but they are not going to call it. 10-9.
Congratulations. 8. Very nice.
Wow, what a game.
Yep.
Titans win. Titans win. All right. Xavier Woods defeating Jinder Mahal. Xavier Woods in the finals of the King of the Ring match.
Bro, again, we just talked about this with Mace with Finn Balor. Would Xavier Woods ever beat Jinder Mahal if this were real? Like ever? If this were real? Never. And it's exactly what you said, Chris. Why are we having these mismatches?
Right. Yeah, just I don't understand it. At least Xavier Woods is more believable than Finn Balor is compared to the two. But yeah, Jinder looks a lot more intimidating than Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods, though, I mean, you worked with him though. He's quietly he looks like he's a pretty big guy. Is he a big guy in real life?
I mean, yes, built wise, yes, not a big guy, but yeah, the guy's obviously works out and is in shape, but yeah. I don't buy him beating Jinder. Then, we've got to go to the stage and, kneel to the crown and all that stupid, ridiculous crap, bro, that they'll never learn, bro.
I don't understand why are they putting the crown on before?
Right, exactly,
King of the Ring?
Exactly.
Like, what is there to like? What's the anticipation of putting the crown on if everybody's just putting the crown on before the King of the Ring?
Yeah, Zelina Vega did it too.
Yeah, she did it. She had the crown on, and they've been doing that for a while. Zayn had it. Zayn put it on before he lost. It's just it didn't make sense to me. I mean, this whole thing makes no sense to me of this King of the Ring. And why are they having? I mean, I like Xavier Woods. I'm a big New Day fan. Finn Balor's cool, but it's like, what's the payoff here? I remember back in the day, at least the winner, like when Brock won, he was able to go for the title, the WWE Championship, which he beat The Rock the month after at SummerSlam of 2002. And so now it's I would say probably the last 3 or 4 King of the Rings. It's just you're just called King whatever. Like
you get the crown, you get to walk around with the crown, like that didn't kill Baron Corbin,
right?
You got to walk around with the clown, look like a clown for the next year, and like whatever. That's what I mean, bro. It's like this is we're in the 80s, man.
Yeah. They did King Sheamus, and what did that do? At least with King Macho Man, at least that felt like something, you know what I mean? Like he was coming on the platform, you know what I mean? And he was being really. But here's the thing, though, his character was already super strong.
Yeah,
that was just another element to a very strong character.
Yeah,
you can't have someone become King of the Ring who's a heel and expecting it to like recreate or just kind of escalate and elevate their character. It's just that's the word.
Well, bro, that will go right into the next segment. What you just said goes right into the next segment. Yeah. Bro, do they really believe because Austin Theory gets a victory and then Hardy comes right back on him, okay? Do they really think that Austin Theory getting a win over Hardy with Hardy immediately coming back and getting over on him, so Austin Theory's now over because he beat Jeff Hardy? Like, is that what you're telling me?
I was thinking the same thing, Vince. What is it about beating Jeff Hardy 2 weeks in a row? And Jeff Hardy's record is very embarrassing in 2021. All right. There's nothing about beating Jeff Hardy 2 weeks in a row that's going to put Austin Theory over. People saying King Booker too. That was I'm a huge Booker T fan. He's one of my top 5 of all time. That definitely helped Booker T. But he was already a champion by then. He's already very well established as being a multi-time champion before then. Depending on someone like a Baron Corbin, who was still at mid-card status when it gave him King, it just didn't work for him. It doesn't elevate your character. Similar to what you're saying with Austin Theory. It's like, first of all, they're putting him in 24/7 segments every week. They had that. Now they're interrupting his interviews, and now he's a part of the 24/7 mob, essentially, in an indirect way, as Austin Theory has the backstage interview interrupted by R-Truth that said that he's going to accept his challenge based on I forgot what he even said. It's something about if your mom lets you up that later, something crazy like that. And so all of a sudden, I love R-Truth. I'm a sucker for R-Truth, man. I think he's great. He comes out saying, "My bad, it's on me." Funny dude all the time. I didn't accept a challenge based on myself. I accepted a challenge based on my friend. I kid you not, Vince. I was expecting Bearcat Lee to come out.
Bearcat was Bearcat. He wasn't on this show, was he?
No, but they plugged him for next week, and they said, "quote, he's going to claw his way to Raw next week."
And bro, that's another thing. Like I swear to God, bro. Like, did Vince just discover what a selfie was?
It seems like that's the case.
Like apparently that's Austin Theory's gimmick, taking selfies. Like, I mean, I don't even know if people take selfies anymore. Like, and then when I say, bro, we're not going to get this guy over by taking selfies and beating Jeff Hardy, I'm the bad guy. No, you're not going to get him over that way, bro. That's the reality of the situation.
Especially when you're already within weeks of his debut integrating him with the 24/7 segments. I mean, that is one of the worst possible things that you can do to get someone over at this point, is integrate him. Like, when you think of 24/7 segments, you think the lowest of the low, the bottom of the barrel when it comes to the current talent pool on Raw.
Yeah.
And if you automatically integrate Austin Theory, just the appearance of that makes him look mid-card. It just does. I mean, he has the body, he has the look, he has the ability, he has the charisma. Like I said before, you don't know this, and they haven't done a good job with showing this to casual fans. Super charismatic when he was in Evolved. He had multiple championships. Very cocky, arrogant guy. He can play the part, but he's being relegated relegated so much that we see what we saw in Evolve a few years ago. Now we're getting selfies beating Jeff Hardy 2 weeks in a row. It's like you say all the time, when does the wrestlers get to the point when they're like, come on, give me better than this? I mean, this is what you got for me. Yep. You put me to the main roster taking selfies and beating Jeff Hardy.
I think I said this to you once, Chris, but when I gave my notice the first time at TNA and I left, they put me in an angle with Dusty. Mm-hmm. And Chris, I had nothing to do with the creative, but I was on my way out and I did whatever they told me to do. And quite frankly, Chris, I hated the story. Like, I would have never hated the story. And it was so difficult for me to do. Chris, that was for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I could not imagine being a talent and being told to go out there for years and years and years, and you hate what you're doing.
Right.
I hated it for 2 weeks, bro. Any longer, I can't imagine how these guys do that. I can't imagine, bro.
Yeah, I agreed. Next, we have the Big E, Drew McIntyre versus Hardy gives Theory a twist of fate after the match and takes a selfie. Again, how are you? And Hardy's going to SmackDown, so there's no even continuation to this. This isn't even a feud anymore. Like, Jeff Hardy goes to SmackDown, one-upping Austin Theory, and Austin Theory can't get any type of retribution to him getting one up because Jeff Hardy's going on SmackDown.
He already got his W though, bro. So none of that matters.
Twice in a row.
Yeah.
But the last thing we see is Austin Theory on.
Doesn't matter. He got the win. Doesn't matter. He got the win. Don't you understand? Doesn't matter.
So on his back, being a recipient of a selfie, the last thing people see about that feud, that doesn't trump the fact that he just beat Jeff Hardy twice.
No, he got the win. He's over. He got the win over Hardy. He's over.
He's over because he beat someone who has a very abysmal win-loss record in 2021, unfortunately. Next, we have Big E and Drew McIntyre defeating Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. We just saw this match a couple of weeks ago, and this time, though, they respected each other a little bit more than last week. You know, it was one of those things backstage that we're talking about. Big E, okay, here's the thing. If we were buddies or if we were competing against each other, or if there was slightly at odds or something, we were at some type of bar, you and I, Vince, and you thought that I was the one who punched you, and then you just whack me in the face, right? Lay me out, whack me in the face, catch me off guard. I'm going to come back next week and see you and be like, you know what, Vince? I think it made sense of why you knocked me out last week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fight you.
not in the WWE, you're not.
Not in WWE.
Not in the No, that's not happening in the WWE, bro. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
That didn't make sense to me. Oh, well, you know what? I think that's a good. Who does that, Vince?
I talk about this all the time, bro. This is all about protecting each and every talent, and how you protect them is, okay, bro, if that really happens, what's going to happen next? Yeah. That's how you protect your talent. They don't protect any of their talent, bro. That's why nobody's over.
Big E looked so weak by being backstage with the person who gave him a Claymore last week.
Yep.
And said, well, I understand why you knocked me out.
Yep.
That's mind-boggling to me. Who does that, Vince?
Nobody.
Yeah, you knocked me out the bar last week.
Nobody.
I get it. I understand why you knocked me out. We're cool now. Let's get. Matter of fact, can you shake my hand?
I swear to God, you should have. I'm going to hook you up one time. I guarantee you never had them on the show. The Harris brothers were like professional bar fighters. Okay, as a team. Bro, they would just go in bars and start fights. Wow. You got to have them on your show, bro, because ask them what happened if they were on the losing end of a beating. Mm-hmm. Ask them what happened the next day.
Very nice.
Ask them and they will tell you the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
This is why, bro, you don't. But see, bro, again, this is where the talent has to speak up. This is where Big E has to say, no, Vince, no, bro, I would not do that.
Yep.
Bro, again, I always used to, protect the talent. What would they do next? But if they felt that, nah, I wouldn't do that, they would tell me. Then we would make that adjustment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who's this really on, bro? Vince McMahon or Big E not saying, no, bro, that's not how it would go down.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I agree. I actually talked to Don on the phone a few weeks ago.
Did you really?
And,
They're
yeah,
great.
I did.
Bro. I
Nice guy. Nice guy.
Oh, bro, they could tell you stories.
He said that he's laying low with interviews right now, but you've got that inside track.
Oh,
man.
bro, listen.
Inside track.
If I tell Don Harris he's doing the Dr. Chris show, he's doing the doctor, there's no laying low baloney, bro. Trust me.
Okay, I'll keep you to that, man. I would love to have the.
Oh, they'd be tremendous.
I've never had a tag team. I've had 66 shows now of unscripted, and I've never had a tag team on the show. I talked to Ricky Morton on the phone a few weeks back from the Rock and Roll Express.
You got bro. I'm talking about legitimately breaking pool cues over their leg and using. I'm talking like movie stuff.
Wow.
And they'll tell you when they were on the short end of a fight what would happen. They'll tell you.
All right, man. I would love to have them. So
we'll make that happen.
Sounds good. Street Profits cuts a backstage promo. Well, Drew and Big E beats Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode again. I mean, you work with Robert Roode when he.
Oh yeah, bro. Like, come on, like what?
Yeah, stud, man. Stud athlete, and I mean, well, where do you think he is mentally right now? He's in such a stale type of position right now that it just seems like there's no room for elevating his character at all.
Yeah, bro. Bobby Roode was the kind of guy that like he just was not gonna make any noise. Bobby Roode was the way he was gonna conduct himself is I'm gonna show them what I can do, and they're going to use me the proper way, which we did at TNA. He's doing the same thing here, but for whatever reason, bro, he's buried in that tag team, bro. I don't know. This was one of the, bro, like when you're putting, and I guarantee you, JR would say the same thing. When you're putting a roster together, you would take like 15 Bobby Roodes, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's sad to see that, man, because I just don't see any type of elevation at all. It's just so stagnant. It just seems so stagnant. Street Profits cuts a backstage promo interrupted by Styles and Omos. They're promoting the Street Profits being on Raw for next week. They said, okay, yeah, we'll officially on the roster next week, but we're here this week, and they're promoting the Raw Tag Team title match for Crown Jewel, but somehow they're in a match with Orton and Riddle. For what? How is this building the Street Profits to be one of your big new Raw tag teams if they prematurely come on? They don't even come on when the season premiere happens next week. They kept saying the season premiere. You come a week before you're supposed to come, so you're not even invited. Essentially, you came too early to the party, and you're just wasting time. But in order to you're not even in order to put you over or try to make you have some type of relevancy, you plug a match that's not even your match. That makes you look like a goon because it's not even your match. And then you're supposed to be on Raw next week, but you're on this week, and the match that you're in, you get beat up by AJ Styles and Omos. How is this making the Street Profits look relevant at all?
Because, bro, when they're ready to do, when it's the Street Profits' turn to do something, they're gonna think you forgot all this.
Yeah.
That's why all this is gonna. Oh no, that was a month ago. They forgot about that. That's what they want to believe. That's not a reality. That's why nobody's over, bro. Nobody. We've got. We look at Drew McIntyre. We remember Drew McIntyre's losses. We look at Big E. We remember Big E's losses. We remember that.
Yeah.
They want to convince themselves that we have short memories. All that, if a month passes, we forget the bad losses.
Yeah. But here's the crazy part, Vince. This is episodic television. Who writes episodic television with the intention for the viewer to forget what happened a month ago? Who does that, Vince? Who does that? Like, why would I write an episodic television show? You're supposed to see continuity here. It's all supposed to make sense,
bro. I'm back on the bro. You know, I wind up. I always wind up like having a go-to show. You know what I mean? And it always changes between a few. Okay, this is exactly what you're saying, Chris. Right now, they just put Seinfeld back on Netflix, so watching Seinfeld with no commercials is great. Okay. And like when I'm usually falling asleep at night, I'll just put Seinfeld on and let it roll. Bro, they're 9 seasons. Those entire 9 seasons, they will keep going back. Like all of a sudden in season 7, something will get brought up that happened in season 3.
Yeah.
In season 9, they'll bring up something that happened in season 2. Like you talk about continuity, and bro, every time they bring it up, like, oh yeah, I remember, it all makes, bro, these are writers though. These are professional writers. Larry David is a professional writer. These are not professional writers. These are wrestling people. And like I said, bro, all this stuff is great if you had a Saturday morning wrestling show.
Yeah.
When you're putting this on and Squid Games on Netflix and I have a choice.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You gotta put a gun to my head to make me watch this show.
Well, I think that's the problem with the current criteria. Like the current criteria for writers now is it doesn't have anything to do with actually watching wrestling. I mean, a lot of those writers, they just like have some type of college journalism degree, you know, from Full Sail or something like that, and they're able to write, or they have some type of television production, you know, degree from Full Sail or something like that. There's not really a criteria to know, you know, the product, and that's the problem. You don't really know the product to really have the emphasis and really want to make it make sense. I mean, again, look at the I mean, no fault of hers. I mean, she said, hey, of course, I'll take the money for it. But the young comedian, you know, who had the job, you know, for SmackDown for a second. And, you know, she even said, I mean, I don't watch wrestling. I couldn't tell you 2 people, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I know one of them's Bobby Lashley, you know what I mean? But I mean, that's really all I know. That's really the criteria nowadays for writing a Raw and SmackDown show. And it's like
writing a prime time television show.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I don't get it how this is, because it's not working, Vince. Like we see this in the ratings. It's not working. And so why are you maintaining the same type of criteria if it's not working? You know what I mean? I don't get how they are going to continue that type of vein. And then Nick Khan saying, oh yeah, well, we don't look at the competition and things are going well and things like that. Things are going well because you have businessmen who knows how to market. That's why things are going well. Nick Khan is a good marketing person. That's the reason why things are going well. Things aren't going well because the product is reflecting that it's going well. Things are going well because you have people who know how to talk to the right people to get the right dollars. That's the reason why things are going well in the WWE right now. From a fan's perspective, No, that doesn't reflect what people giving. They're giving you dollars because they don't watch the product. They're looking at numbers based on YouTube and things like that. They don't care about WWE. They don't watch the product, and that's the reason why things are going well at this point. But at the same time, it just takes someone emailing, some stockholder their ratings decline over the past 20 years for them to be like, I mean, I don't know about this no more. I might have to pull out of here. So, yeah. Next we have your boy Mansoor beat Squeaky Cedric. So they put back the Hurt Business on a whim, Vince, by looking at the match, looking at Bobby Lashley, and they're together all of a sudden. Bobby Lashley still isn't with the Hurt Business. Bobby Lashley still wants nothing to do with the Hurt Business. But for some reason, they're together. But they're together just to lose matches. Cedric Alexander still losing, still falls to Mansoor. And I knew that as soon as they said Cedric Alexander versus Mansoor, I knew that Cedric Alexander is going to lose because they want to beef up Mansoor because he's going to win in his hometown in Saudi Arabia. So they want to beef him up a little bit to get him, kind of boost him up for Saudi on Thursday. And so as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, yep, Cedric's going to be another person who falls victim to Mansoor. And why in the world are they still putting together the Hurt Business as if it makes any sense now?
And bro, you were talking about it earlier. Look at the game that was going on Monday Night Football.
Exactly.
Look at the game that was going on Buffalo. And listen, bro, they're not two huge market teams, but from what you said, it was a hell of a game. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching Mansoor and Alexander. Like, why? Give me one reason why I'm watching. Like, literally, give me one reason why I'm watching this match.
Agreed. Yeah, and to your point, Vince, Buffalo. The Bills are. They only have one loss, so they were one of the best teams in the NFL.
Not to mention a game 3 with the series tied between the Red Sox and the Astros. Not to mention.
Yeah, exactly. And it just the competition that Raw faces really every Monday, and specifically this Monday, with someone who watches Raw every week because it's my job to do that. And I'm sitting here literally having Raw's value very low and watching Monday Night Football. Yeah. And watching the Raw throughout the show, Raw's volume went up when there was a commercial break on Monday Night Football. That's what Raw's value was.
Bro, Raw's value went up for me last week when Chucky was cutting the promo that there were too many advertisements on the show. Right. There was nothing this week. I swear there was we don't even have our Eva Marie high spot's gone. We don't have that anymore. There's no high spot on this show.
Nothing. Yeah, that's true. We have the Bounties and Eva Marie, and both of them are gone right now. As far as on Raw, Mandy's, she rebounded. She's killing it on NXT right now. But
good for her.
As far as Eva Marie and Dana Brooke, one's got her arm stomped and the other one's jobbing every week to everybody. So, hey, maybe Eva Marie can dye her hair blonde and team up with Dana Brooke. Bouncies 2.0.
There you go, bro. Nice. I like it.
She's got guns. She's in great shape. Yeah, Bouncies 2.0, man. Let's do it. Next we have Goldberg and Lashley, the virtual face-to-face. And more killing, more threats.
They did this 3 times now, bro. Yeah. 3 times they've done the same thing. Bro, you got to grow stories, man. You got to start here, and then the next week we go here, and okay, this one got over, so next week we're going to get this one over. Yeah. Now this one's going to get this is the same thing 3 weeks in a row.
Again, Vince, if you're watching an episodic television show, how in the world is this building to the season finale? That's what episodic television does.
Yep.
It makes you keep wanting to watch the show every week, and it's building toward the season finale. It doesn't make sense if there's I give you 9 shows. I give you a 9-show deal for your show. Russo's Russo's alley or whatever it is, Russo's alley.
Russo's alley, baby.
There you go, Russo's alley. So Russo's alley has 9 shows. An NBC 9-show deal. Boom, bada boom, bada bang. We've got it. Season premiere of Russo's alley. Boom, here we go. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, the same stuff over and over and over and over and over.
It's the gerbil in the wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what this is. That's you've seen one show, you've seen them all.
Yeah,
you've seen them all, bro.
And so we continue to see in Russo's alley. Show 7 looks a lot like show 2 and show 3. The season finale of Russo's alley is next week. Why do I care about the season finale of Russo's alley if most of the shows looked exactly alike?
And you lost. And bro, first of all, you would never get to the 9th episode. You would never get if the first 3. I'll give you the benefit of doubt. If the first 3 episodes are similar and alike, you're gone.
Yeah.
No. Okay. You're a television viewer sitting there saying, "Okay, I get it. I got it. Okay, guys. When if this ain't going anywhere, I'm going somewhere."
Correct.
And that's your decline in the ratings.
Exactly.
This doesn't go anywhere. The same matches are repeated over and over again. That's why, bro, people want to have the nerve to talk about, Russo put the title on himself, David Arquette, this, that, and the other thing. You have the nerve to talk about us doing different things and different looks so storylines could go anywhere and be unpredictable. Yeah. You want to critique that and take this? Yeah. You could have it, bro. Yeah. Like you could have it. 2 guys every week wrestling each other because they're wrestlers. Yeah. That's what this show is. That's what the TV guide would read. Wrestlers wrestle every week with different matchups.
It's so funny. I would rather see, if I'm driving down the same road, I would rather see and I'm not trying to sound morbid, I'm just using this for illustration purposes. I would rather see a new, non-fatal, new car crash every day than to see Grandpa Joe out on the side of the freeway again, heckling and yelling and screaming the freeway. Like, okay, there's Grandpa Joe again.
And bro, that's what the audience is down to.
Yep.
People that know what this show is, and for whatever reason, either they enjoy it, they're used to it, it's habit, whatever it is. Yep. Those are the people that have settled into watching this show. Yep. That's what you have. Bro, do you really think, Chris, we've I don't know how many shows we've done, but the presentation we've seen week after week after week, Chris, let's be honest. Do you think they're getting one new viewer? Like one. Like what? Tell me why would a new viewer who checked this show out, why would he have continued to watch this show?
They get a new viewer when they have the Legends. Well, statistically in 2021, their highest ratings was the Legends Night at the beginning of the year and the Raw after WrestleMania.
That's exactly it. And they lose them every week, every year, the same thing.
Yep. So they want to see they want to see that WrestleMania build, and they want to see that one more time when Hulk Hogan came, because I remember back in the day when I was watching Hulk Hogan. But you don't even use the Legends Nights to build momentum. You don't even use it to build anything. Yep. You just have it to pop a rating for that quarter, meeting See, this is what we had this week. We got this numbers, and then you do another WrestleMania thing, and then you have another Legends Night right before the Papa rating just to use. And it just doesn't make any sense at all. We got someone saying, spoiler, Brock Lesnar. Chad is saying Brock Lesnar is appearing on Russo's Alley. Tune in.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I would watch Russo's Alley if you.
I would definitely make something happen on Russo's Alley, bro. I could tell you that, man.
Nice. Next we have we got a Keith Bearcat Lee promo hyping him up. He'll be clawing his way to Raw next week. They actually said that. I said, "Oh my goodness, they're really milking."
Oh, is he going to start doing this? Is he going to come out doing this? I mean, come on, you know he is.
He's gonna be like, he's not. See, the thing is, it's like it's a Bearcat. It's not even like Keith Lee. He looks like a big like brawny like gorilla. You know what I mean? Like he's really like he's like an ox, like a gorilla. You know what I mean? Like he should just he's there. There's something about Keith Lee that's just really like intimidating. You know what I mean? Like,
bro,
I'm thinking like he should be like pouncing his knuckles, but
bro. Keith Lee should have been on this week's Raw talking about what it was like to go into space. That's that. Now that would have been rated. That would have been rated.
You see Vince Russo.
That would have been ratings, bro. He comes out in the shirt with the little doohickey emblem, and he talked all about his space travel. That would have been money.
Live long and prosper.
Yes. That would have been the greatest thing on this show. Yes.
Indeed. But instead, we get Bearcat Lee. I don't see how someone who speaks like William Shatner is going to make that work with some type of very intimidating, as we found out, not intimidating Bearcat.
I get so much heat, but because of my experience and all the talents I worked with and stuff, I could sit here and tell you, never going to get over, never going to get over, never going to get over. No, I could, and I'm telling you from a casual fan point of view. That's what I'm telling you from. Yeah. And I said it with all these guys, bro. I said it with every single one of these guys.
Yeah,
Bro, you hear, to switch gears for a second, you hear all the Kenny Omega hoopla. Mm-hmm. Bro, you think there's one casual fan that sees this guy like and cares? Not, there isn't one. There isn't one. They're playing. I don't know, bro. It's like, if I'm a stand-up comic and I'm playing the same comedy club and the same 15 people show up to every show, and I'm gonna write a routine just catering to those 15 people. I'm not gonna try to sell out the room. I'm just gonna write comedy that these 15 people are gonna pop for. It makes no sense, Chris.
And if you're Raw, with that same analogy, if you're Raw, you're the same comedian catering to the same 15 people doing the same bit every single week.
Yes.
I mean, that's essentially what you're doing as a comedian.
That's exactly what it is, bro. Yep.
I was like, oh, okay. So joke number one, here we go. And then like you'll invite a friend. And then that's how they bring viewers and they lose them, because you have someone who really likes comedy, just like someone who really likes episodic television. You bring a friend like, yeah, man, this guy's so funny, man. Watch, he's about to go to the one talking about Venus and Mars. Watch, he's about to do that, right?
Yep.
So Venus and Mars. See, I told you, man. I told you.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, the next one's going to talk about chickenpox. Watch this. Yeah, I had chickenpox. I told you, man. I told you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that is it.
And that's not going to cause someone to want to come back to like by themselves. Like they're not going to bring someone else by themselves to watch, because they know that it's going to be the same comedy bit, because there's certain people who likes comedians doing the same comedy bit. But it starts to dwindle and dwindle and dwindle, because eventually those people are like, All right, man. I mean, it was cool while it lasted. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get up
Yeah.
out of here now, man. It was cool. It was the same comedy bit, chicken pox, Venus and Mars. Okay, yeah, it's cool, but yeah, I got things to do. I got to get up out of here now. You know, that's what we see with Raw. It's the same comedy bit over and over and over and over. Eventually, people who thought that the comedy bit was funny, now they're like, it's funny, it's cool, but I mean, you know, I got other things to do now. You know, it was good while it lasted.
Yep.
So,
yep.
We got someone asking, did Vince take you up on your offer?
Bro, I have new news that I can't talk about right now.
Okay.
But there has been updates.
Okay.
That's all I could say right
now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hope you tell me, and I think that's one of those things that maybe can be a Patreon type of deal. Like maybe your Patreon viewers can, subscribers can hear that, and Dr. Chris. Next, we have RK Bro against the Street Profits, like we talked about before. AJ Styles and Omos attacked both teams during the match. I mean, this is clear that they're having AJ Styles and Omos look good to put RK Bro over on Thursday. This is what was clear about that.
Right. The heels get heat.
Right. But at the expense of the newly minted Raw team Street Profits. I don't understand how this was intending to make the Street Profits look good at all.
I don't know, bro. And then you got your you got your Cirillo Garza teams, and you got a million teams like that, but you put the Street Profits in this spot.
Yeah.
Unless they thought, I mean, maybe the idea was that the Street Profits versus Riddle and Orton would be a draw. It would be a match that people are interested in, unless that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, but the problem is that you don't have, again, you're catering to a certain amount of people. There's no build.
No.
You literally have the Street Profits put another match over. No type of build that this match is going to be a part of the show. They just have the match, and it's hard to it's hard to try to plug the Street Profits if they're already putting over another match that's not theirs. I don't understand. That's like Hulk Hogan. You know, that's like Hulk Hogan cutting a promo, Vince, and saying, you know what, at WrestleMania, there's going to be a match between Bret Hart and Kurt Hennig. You got to watch that one. That's all I got. It doesn't. Who would do that? Hogan wouldn't just put another match over and not cut a promo about his match because he knows that his match is the one that people should be watching. Yeah. You know, the other matches should speak for themselves. I'm not just going to cut a promo about another match and just, that's it. I got nothing else. It doesn't really put you over at all.
Yeah.
Next we have Doudrop defeating Shayna Baszler. She's in the finals, ladies and gentlemen. She gets a coquina clutch, and she was about to pass out. She's trying to hook it, you know, to give herself some air. And all of a sudden, she used her weight, just falls back, count of 3, and now Shayna Baszler, after all of those weeks of putting people on the shelf, gets pinned cleanly.
Zelina Vega is on the stage with the crown and the
already crowned. And yeah, already crowned. Yeah. So Doudrop and the first ever Queen's Crown tournament has Doudrop versus Zelina Vega in the finals.
You know, bro, it's funny. It's nothing against Doudrop. But this is what I'm saying. You got Doudrop and you got Eva Marie. You got 2 separate presentations. Mm-hmm. When I'm looking at these 2 separate presentations, who is more marketable? I mean, it's nothing against Dewdrop. I'm putting, bro. You know what it's like? It's like putting a utility fielder, like a utility player next to Barry Bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bro, we're gonna push the utility player, or we're gonna push Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Put Dewdrop next to Eva Marie. We had that picture.
Yep.
Who's more marketable here? And when I say marketable, bro, let's look at their resumes alone.
Yeah.
How many movies has Dewdrop been in? How many companies has Dewdrop been a spokesperson for?
Yeah.
How many products has Dewdrop endorsed? Who's more marketable? But for some reason, somebody is very, 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 very high on Dewdrop. And bro, listen, the little dance and all that, that's Vince all over that. That pops Vince. But we're talking about who's a bigger draw here.
Yeah.
So now you got Zelina Vega, and now you got Dewdrop, and guess what? Neither one of them are a draw.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? Like, neither one of those women are a draw.
Yeah. And it's because the WWE hasn't built them enough.
Right, of course.
To be
right. But again, I'm not, we gotta stop taking the onus off of these women and men for not saying anything.
True.
We gotta stop, bro. No, I'm sorry, because I would be saying something.
Yeah.
I would be saying something when Vince wanted Dustin Rhodes to wear a stocking from head to toe, a nude colored stocking, and we were going to call him the naked guy. I had to say, Vince, that sucks, bro. We ain't doing that. We're not putting Dustin Rhodes in a freaking skin leotard and we're not doing that. I said that. At some point, you got to say, Vince, I'm not a Bearcat. I'm a killer. I'm not going out doing this. Yeah. I'm a killer, Vince.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
100%. 100%. I agree with that 100%. You got to be like, listen, because Keith Lee is popular enough that he can find him another job easily. I mean, kind of grab him any day of the week as far as just, acquiring him for being on AEW. No doubt whatsoever. You got to get to the point, like you said, Vince, what the heck is going on here? What's the end game here?
Right.
I'm just going to be called Bearcat and that's it? Like, where are we going here? Like, why am I a Bearcat, Vince?
Yep.
I'm not like, do you even know what a Bearcat is, Vince? Like, look at this picture, Vince.
But
this isn't me.
Bro, you know where they got that from, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, bro, there wasn't.
Oh, that was a black wrestler name.
But they've never told us that.
Yeah, that's true.
They still. So what do we think? We think it's some kind of an animal. We're still trying to figure out a Bearcat. We look up Bearcat on the internet. It looks like a raccoon.
Yeah.
Because they still haven't told us.
True.
Why don't you tell us?
Yeah. Yeah, I agreed. Yeah. I mean, that's where it came from, the black wrestler.
Unreal, bro.
I found that out the day of because I like to research. And so but you can't expect everybody to go and research why is this person called Bearcat? That you can't expect that, and it just doesn't click. It doesn't make sense to me.
Bro, it's like if they called them, Keith the Big Cat Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know the Big Cat is Ernie Ladd, but everybody else would be, what do you mean? What kind of, was he a puma? What is he, a leopard? Like, what kind of a big cat? How do you not tell us that?
Yeah, exactly. And why do I have to do more work than what's being presented to me right now? Again, that's like watching an episodic television show and trying to Google and do more research and something like loose ends of I don't have the time of the day to be doing that.
Of course.
If you're not presenting that to me, I'm not going to spend more time trying to figure things out. I'm just not going to watch the show. I'm just going to move on. You know what I mean? Now, if I get into the show enough, I'll go research like the characters and the actors and see what other movies they were in and things like that. But I'm not going to sit there and like keep digging and digging into a presentation and help you out in your presentation.
Bro, bro, you know what it would be like one of the greatest comedies of all time, Animal House.
Mm-hmm.
They all had fraternity names. Every fraternity name was explained. So every nickname was explained. This is Otter. This is why he's Otter. This is Flounder. This is why. This would have been like all of them having nicknames, but we never knew how they got those nicknames.
True.
Or any character on any television show ever having a nickname, but we don't know. We don't know why they're keeping us in the dark of why they're calling him that. It's ridiculous, bro.
How is that helping his character by being kept in the dark? Just of why he's called Bearcat. We should be seeing promos of like Bearcat wrestling. You know what I mean? Like of saying this is an homage to him, and this is who I looked up to. Him looking at some type of television of like some type of old vintage type of video and saying, this is for him or something type of homage.
Yeah, bro.
But there's nothing.
Even go down the road, he broke the barrier for black athletes in professional. Yep. I mean, something, man.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, just walking down the street and maybe having some type of walking in some type of urban community or something like that, and having some little black kids like coming up to him like he's a role model or something like that. And this, I got this. I was inspired by Bearcat. He used to he was the one who paved the way. There's so much story that can come before just calling him a Bearcat, but instead we get the Cincinnati Bearcat type of muskrat, odd looking squirrel that was zapped.
Bro, I was I'm a Giants fan, so like my very, very early memories are of Willie Mays.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Mays was nicknamed the Say Hey Kid. Ask me why they named this, why he was called the Say Hey Kid.
Why was he called the Say Hey Kid?
I don't know, bro. I
don't know.
I mean, bro, think about every baseball player that's got a nickname with a meaning behind it.
Why was he called the Bronx Bomber?
Yeah, exactly. Willie Mays was a Say Hey Kid because he never knew anybody's name, and he used to always say, "Hey, say hey, say hey." That's how he used to call people. But think about like the great nicknames, Jim Catfish, Jim Catfish Hunter.
Yeah.
Blue Moon Odom.
Yeah.
There were reasons for the nickname. They didn't keep us in the dark, bro.
Yeah. Why was he called the Nature Boy, Ric Flair? I don't know.
Yeah.
He likes nature.
Yeah. he likes walking in the woods.
Yeah. Like long hikes on the trail. Yeah. We get Finn Balor beating Mace. We get backstage Bianca Belair, Nikki ASH, and Rhea Ripley cutting a promo. Then we get Finn Balor and Mace. We talked about that. Nothing going there. Then we get Viking Raiders and John Morrison doing the channeling gimmick now.
Well, these vignettes are certainly getting everybody involved over.
Yeah. So,
bro, when we get to Charlotte and Bianca Belair, first of all, I do want to say this. These girls killed each other out there.
Yeah, they did.
No doubt.
I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I will never take that away. These girls worked hard. Looked like Charlotte busted her lip.
Yep.
Okay, but bro, I'm looking at exactly what I was saying last week. Bianca Belair climbs to the top rope. Okay, all Charlotte has to do is grab that braid, yank her down, and she'll kill her. Like she'll break her neck. Like that's all she would have to do while she's up there. Oh, okay. And yank her. She'd break the girl's neck. Like I'm watching this throughout the entire match, and I'm watching this like this braid get in the way. And, like I said, all Charlotte has to do is step on it with one foot. I don't get the whole thing. But I mean, bro, these girls worked extremely hard. They put it all out there. But I'm telling you, bro, I'm watching this, and this is all I'm saying to myself, Chris, is somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt. Somebody's going to get hurt.
And like I said before, back in the day, like when she like her early NXT days, she would wrap the ponytail in a bun. And I think that she should do that again.
Mm-hmm.
And she should pull the Lawler strap gimmick, and she should let the hair down when it's like when she means business. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Toward the end of the match, she means business. She's about to use it as a whip or something like that. Then she pulls the hair down when it's almost time to end the match. Allow, like, the thing is, that's like Lawler. He does the strap gimmick. He means business. Angle does the gimmick too when he puts the straps down. He means business, right? That's like having Lawler having his strap down the whole time
Yeah.
and saying, "Okay, now I mean business."
Yeah.
No, your strap's already down.
Yep.
You already ruined the gimmick.
Yep.
Like Angle coming down with both his straps down when he's like really serious. No, he pulls the straps down when it's like next level type of
Yep.
deal.
Yep.
No, it's like Bianca Belair is essentially Jerry Lawler with the strap down the whole time.
You're right.
You know what I
That's a
mean?
great analogy, bro. And like I'm looking at this all the time, and I'm just saying to myself, when Bianca Belair is selling, I'm saying, okay, bro, drag her to the rope, tie that hair in a knot with the rope, and just beat the crap out of her. Like, okay, like that's what you would do.
Yep.
That's what you and I'm okay. I guess not. You know.
Yeah. And I would have, if I was an opponent of Bianca Belair, I would be outside with her like until like a count of 6, and I would tie her up like far down the ramp.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
where she can't
you
come
would.
back in 4 seconds. I would run to the ring, and as she's trying to undo her ponytail, it's a count of 10. Count out.
Bro, heels used to pull the hair on Bruno Sammartino's chest. Can you imagine what those heels would be doing with this thing? They used to pull Bruno's hair on his chest and his back. Can you imagine what they'd be doing with this thing?
Yep. That would be that was very interesting back in the day. Well, Vince McMahon, once again, we reviewed Raw, and the biggest takeaway, Vince McMahon, is that please hire writers who actually watch wrestling and cares about wrestling. Otherwise, we'll continue to see the same comedy bit every single week. Hey, so about Venus and Mars, Venus and Mars and chickenpox. And once again, we saw Venus and Mars and chickenpox again with just over and over the same type of deal. Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley cutting a backstage promo, and Austin Theory and Jeff Hardy once again, and another Biggie against Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. It's another Goldberg Lashley.
What movie is this starting to remind you of?
Groundhog Day.
It's Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
And literally, it's like, wait a minute, did they wrestle last?
Right.
Like I could have. Wait, is this a rerun? Like, bro, who knows, bro? Maybe these are reruns, and like we don't even realize it because the show's live.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, they could have taped it like last year sometime, and they're playing it now, like finally. Or they could have done it like pre-pandemic, or just taping it just earlier of the year, and it's like we wouldn't know. I mean, of course it's live, but they're not doing a really good job to make it seem new and fresh. And with episodic television, Chad said, just in case you're in a coma for a year. Exactly. It's just like, here it is again, right? It's just like if you stop watching Raw in January of 2019 and you picked it back up in October of 2021, you'll still see like, yeah, the Goldberg and okay, yeah, well, okay, yeah, AJ Styles, yeah, okay, yeah, that's that same. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's that same Charlotte. Okay, yeah, it's just nothing different. You don't want to. You wouldn't, if you saw that gap, you wouldn't want to backtrack and watch the whole thing to lead you to this point.
Bro, I swear to God, anybody listening to this show, whether you're married, whether you have kids, whether you're watching with a friends, when you're watching television, observe how the people you're with are watching the television. Bro, I could tell you, here's a perfect example. My wife, I try to sit down and watch TV with my wife. Bro, I could tell you with my wife, that show's got 10 minutes at the beginning for something to happen. Like if there is not something happening in the first 10 to 15 minutes, my wife wants to go on to the next thing. Bro, that's television viewers. That's the short attention span. Something better be happening or else I'm going to go watch something where something is happening. Do you know how long nothing's been happening on this show? Nothing, bro. Nothing. Just look at the Goldberg Lashley thing. They've done the same exact thing for the entire month. The story has not escalated. It has not gone from point A to B to C to D. It's been right here the whole time. That's how the entire show is every single week. I mean, bro, we can sit here and tell you tomorrow to the T what the rating of this show is going to be, bro. It's going to fall in somewhere around a 1.6 and a half, the same 1.6 and a half people that were watching it last week. The problem is, Chris, like, forget the writers. It's the system. Your system is, bro, broken isn't even the word. Your system has been burnt to the ground. It's decimated. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked for years. You need to fix the system. And bro, I'm going to go back to the USA Network. If I'm the USA Network and I'm watching these shows every week, okay, and I'm paying the bill, I am not going to demand that I get the script a week prior. I want to know, okay, today's Monday. You just had Raw. No problem. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I want the script for next week's Raw. I want to see what you guys plan on putting on our airwaves that we're paying you for. So now I can look at the script on Tuesday and say, guys, you really want to do this? You really think people are going to watch this? Bro, they don't get a script. They have no idea what's going to be on the show till they watch it like we do. So, I mean, so who's to blame, bro? Like, really, who's to blame?
The ones who continue to pay for a very mediocre product. Speaking of something that's not a mediocre product, Russo's got some people that likes to talk about a whole bunch of things.
Well, we had a couple big things happening today, Chris, and I do want to talk about this. First of all, channelattitude.com, the new beta site is back up. Nice. So you can go on channelattitude.com. You could start ordering shows. There's a million shows on there you could get. I also announced today, we do a show called Lions, Tigers, Bears, and Disco where we cover the news of the week. Disco's taken a little hiatus during football season. He needs a little break. But I announced today that Al Snow is taking the Disco role, which I'm really excited about because Al is brilliant. So guys, now please check out channelattitude.com. Bro, when you go to that first page, you've got to sign up. Even if you're a member, everybody's got to sign up because it's a brand new site.
Very nice. Very nice. That should be super, super cool. Yep. Looking at it right now. Congratulations, man. Channel Attitude, brother.
Yes.
Very nice, man.
And that's not a Bearcat logo. That is a gorilla. It is a gorilla, like not a Bearcat, bro.
I take your word for it. It didn't look like a gorilla. It looked good. So good stuff, man. Well, go to channelattitude.com, sign up. You've got a lot of things, a lot of very, very important names in the television pro wrestling industry talking about some awesome stuff. I got it. We got a timeout toward the end.
Left in the game. 3 seconds left in the game.
Very nice.
Time out! Time out! Time out, Joey! Time out, Joey!
Before we close,
Okay.
We need to give Raju the headline. What's the headline this week?
Oh,
we need the headline for Raju, bro.
I like this. You know what? The reason why I like this, Vince, is because I'm a huge Ohio State fan, and there's a journalist who gets interviewed. He's been an Ohio State journalist for a long time, and they interview him every week. And at the end of the interview, they have him come up with a Sunday morning headline for Saturday football.
There you
go. So let's do this. Keith Bearcat Lee claws his way to Raw next week, but Vince Russo buries Keith Lee. Bearcat turns into gorilla.
How about Vince Russo claws the Bearcat to death?
Very nice.
Very nice. There you go, Raju. There you go, baby. I'm doing your work for you.
Very nice. Very nice. Here we go. Here's another one. One more. Let's do Finn Balor. No, Vince Russo buries Finn Balor for the giant of a man, Mace.
Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice.
All right, man. There's your headlines for this week. A lot of people liking the movie trailer guy voices with chat. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris Featherstone. And that down there is channelattitude.com. And you need to go there, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Claw and scratch your way. Get your Bearcat claws up. Have a good night, everybody. So long.